And what I tried to do is summarize a series of 8 lessons that I think were applied to anybody who finds themselves in a crisis situation. The first one was to assess the situation. Figure out what's going on. Know what's happening. The first report is almost always wrong. We had heard that there's an accident or there's a bomb that gone off in the tower. Take the time to figure out exactly what's going on and know what needs to do. You're never going to get 100% of the facts, but a good leader knows how to go ahead and make a good decision with most of the facts and then do the right thing. The second one is control your fear. You're going to be afraid. It's going to scare the daylights out of you, and people around you are going to be scared as well. But if you focus on a mission, if you determine what it is that you need to get done, that gives you the courage to overcome your fear. And that focus all of a sudden takes your attention away from what's distracting you and lets you focus on what you need to do. The third one is just take charge. Norm Schwarzkopf had said, when placed in command, take charge. And that's really what it comes down to, because you'll find yourself in a crisis situation where nobody will be in command. It's a crisis. There wasn't supposed to be a command structure. And so people are looking for direction. And whether it's a medical emergency and it's just saying, you, go to the phone, dial 911, call for emergency, then come back and tell me you did it. People will do that. But if you just yell help, people stand around. They want to watch. They want to see what's going on. So by taking charge, you put a control into the circumstances. And you got to know when it is time to step up to the plate. The other recommendation is do what's right, not just what's legal. If we'd gone ahead and tried to do everything by the book, we'd still be there trying to read the book or write the book. Sometimes it's a matter of just going ahead and taking action and doing the right thing. You find out that oftentimes what's legal was developed in a vacuum from what the circumstances that you're actually encountering. So you're going to feel a little bit uneasy about things at times, but you recognize that if you're doing the right thing, that you're going to make the proper difference. Know what your goal is. I mean, early on we set a goal to say, well, we can't go and lift the building, we can't do amazing things, but we can do support. And so my goal was to account for all of our people, to be able to get them to support the fire department, the police department, the FEMA folks, and doing whatever roles that they assign to them, again, usually backfill roles, and then be able to go ahead and have everybody be comfortable with that position. And it would have been wrong to go ahead and set a goal to say, okay, everybody go in there and start digging, or everybody go ahead and try to recover. So the goal has to be realistic, it has to be proper, and it has to be within the bounds of the circumstances. So you want to be part of the solution, not the problem. Another piece of advice would be to delegate. You can't do it all. You can't make all the decisions. You can't take all the actions. So you need to build trust among your people. They will trust you if you make good decisions, if you treat them properly, and if you're consistent and you're forthright in what you're doing. Doesn't necessarily mean you say pretty please with everything. You can be very directive if you need to. But by delegating, by finding people, by finding what their skills were, I found people who were good at search and recovery. They had had experience, they had training with that, they had EMTs, medical folks, assign them in roles that made sense to it, and then put them in charge and then let them run with it. And you find out that in most circumstances, the right people, the right type of people will try to do the right thing, and you get a lot more done. Be flexible. Situation is going to change. You're going to find out that what you thought was true is not, and you need to adapt. If you stay with the same game plan, you're going to continue to make decisions based upon outdated information. You could potentially put your people in jeopardy. You could put the mission in jeopardy. You might even get somebody hurt or killed. So you need to recognize that you have to evolve with the change. And the last part is to know when you're done. You got to know when to disengage. Because at some point a crisis is going to end. An emergency is going to be over. Your role is going to be finished. Our time to disengage was when the Army National Guard came in and said, we're in charge, we've got it, we're taking over. And at that point, I shifted my responsibilities from taking care of my people to checking them out, making sure they're all accounted for. And that's an emotional difficulty. It's tough to back out, but you have to do that. That's part of your responsibility. I didn't run into the building. I didn't rescue somebody. I didn't risk my life. I didn't die in it. Those are the heroes. The heroes are the people you'll never be able to hear your applause because they never made it out of the building. And I remember when I finally got back to the parking lot over in New Jersey at the long-term lot, and I got to my car and thought, which of these cars here are not going to have somebody come back to?